Hi everyone, this is Fi. I'm checking out Deckbuilding Dungeon Crawl. This is a game I have not played before. This is going to be a slightly unique video because we do have a more specific goal in mind rather than just general feedback. So I'll probably approach this mostly the same, but I did speak briefly with the developer and he expressed a concern about his design wherein um, he feels that something to do with the pacing and the benefit to playing slowly is too powerful, and that's something that he wants to work out. He's having trouble figuring this out, so I figured I'd give this a shot, and we'll just kind of do a normal playtest. But I'll kind of keep this idea in mind, see if I can, with more context to how the game plays, maybe I can provide some sort of input into his issue. In any case, we're gonna check out the game page here real quick. Deck building dungeon crawl. This is an early prototype for a deck builder in the same vein as Dominion or Legendary Encounters with a dungeon crawling theme. If you've played a deck builder before, it should be pretty quick to pick up. If not, every turn you use actions to play action cards, all the ones that aren't explore cards. Playing cards can get you more actions, so you can play another card, or draw more cards, as well as do things like attack enemies or even remove cards from your deck entirely. You'll probably die in the first few times, since it's difficult to recover if you don't have a plan of action from the start. But the whole game is pretty short once you know what you're doing. You just need to survive or defeat 24 cards. I hope you have fun. And an update here, dungeon spawning now works differently. You draw 6 cards at a time and don't draw more until you choose to descend to the next floor. There's also an easy dungeon. Alright, yes, I'm not very familiar with this kind of game, so might expect to stumble around a bit, but that's okay. Controls mouse over cards to view detail. Click cards to play or buy them. Play or buy them, okay. Gameplay, reveal a dungeon card. I guess this is the order of things happening. Reveal a dungeon card, play actions. You only have one to start with, but can get more from cards. XP cards don't get played. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that was a mistake, but buy cards / activate dungeons. I don't know, maybe these are paired together or something. 3 enemies attack, 4 draw a new hand. Hunger, if you can't reveal any dungeon cards, you gain 1 hunger and lose 1 hit point. For every hunger you have, this doesn't apply to the last floor of a dungeon. You lose if you run out of hit points. You win if you kill the boss at the end of the dungeon. You start out with 7x, 1 XP, 3x dagger. Okay, it's slightly confusing the way that's worded, but that's okay. So yeah, from what I understand, I kind of mentioned it vaguely before, but the developer believes that by taking as many turns as possible, you gain more of an advantage over time through like drawing more cards, more or less. And that was something that he was hoping to work out. So let's give this a try. We've got an adventure, we got different, okay, looks like different races and then different, what do you call these? Whatever these are called. Having trouble remembering the word. Classes. Long lived and wise, book and pouch, pretty boring, enlightened and satchel, fighter, fights things, rogue, picks off enemies one by one. So I don't know, I guess we'll just start with the human fighter. Just take a look at the game. In the tutorial, Dragon Lair is a pretty normal dungeon. Goblin Hive is filled with goblins that attack in groups, a tricky place for a rogue. Interesting. So let's go ahead and do the tutorial. Human fighter tutorial, descend. We've got help up here, we've got store. I don't know what this stuff is. Human fighter health. Action 6B hunger. Alright. So we got what looks like some cards. They just kind of flitted away. That was actually pretty confusing. I guess these are the ones that we just drew. I was Like I didn't get a lot of time to look at that, and when it like flew off in this direction, I don't know if that's. I almost want to look at that again. That just looked kind of visually confusing. I don't know how important that was, but doesn't seem to be a way to like quit the game or restart or anything. I guess we're gonna ignore that for now, but I did think that was a little visually confusing, but I guess we just drew these and then they drew theirs. And then they moved down here. Explore 1, +1 XP. And then short sword, attack for 1 damage. Tutorial. Alright. Oh, it says reveal a dungeon card. I guess this is telling me what to do down here. That's not... Does that mean I click one of these? That's not very clear. These look clickable, and then... Okay. Now play actions. So yeah, that wasn't quite... Okay, I think there's a red highlight. So yeah, I think these could be a little more clear. Obviously, this is an early game in development. These are kind of rough looking assets and all that stuff. It's a... Well, it mentioned it was a prototype even, so... but just mentioning what I noticed. Play actions, so we're going to click on this. Apparently, we have 3 XP stairs, explore, descend to the next level. So I think that's going to be your... That's going to be the final thing you want to do. But for whatever reason, I got stairs in the tutorial. It's the first card I flipped over? I don't know. If that's... I don't know if this is randomized or if that was just... This is placed here by design. I would expect for a tutorial that things wouldn't be randomized, because I don't think you want your tutorial to be randomized. I guess we can just keep doing more actions. Okay, so it's only letting me click on the red highlighted thing, but it doesn't... I'm guessing I need to click on this, but it's not really that clear in the way the tutorial is directing me here. Buy cards or explore dungeon cards. Now what am I buying with the XP? 0, 3 XP, 5 XP. Bedroll is +1 card, +3 hit points. Discard your deck, +1 action, +1 cards. What does that mean, discard your deck? I guess your deck is something that you... I mean, it's called a deck builder, so something you put together with the cards you get. I don't know if this is supposed to be indicated over here. It's not very clear to me, but... Discard your deck, +1 action. Enlighten is +1 action. Trash up to 2 cards. Okay, so we have the word discard and the word trash. I don't know if those are meant to be the same. If so, you know, it would probably make sense to kind of standardize the language, but could mean something else. I don't know. So I don't know if we can just buy whatever we can afford. This is 0 apparently. Am I right? Or oh, I can just keep doing that. Oh, well, there are a limited amount, but I could get as many as I want, so that's interesting. Explore 2 costs 3. So this is the deck I'm building, I guess. I don't know if there's a limit to the amount of cards. I obviously just spammed these. Even though they have the 0 cost, that doesn't mean that I necessarily want them in my deck. Right, we got the bedroll. Now we don't have any experience for anything else. Buy cards or explore dungeon cards. So what does that mean? Or explore dungeon cards? Does that mean click on more of these? Or click on this? So that's another thing. Like it's part of the tutorial. It says it explicitly, or explore dungeon cards, but I don't. Not only do I not know exactly what that means, but I also don't think I can do that particular action, even though it says it there. Reveal a dungeon card. Okay. So is this just a random selection from the deck I built? Is that the idea? Now, obviously, you could say, if someone has more experience with this kind of game, then they might not have as many questions as I do. But hopefully that perspective is useful to you. Bites for 1 damage. Play action, so we can attack, or we could... These are not highlighted in red. So I don't know if that means that I must attack a rat if it's here, or if that's just what the tutorial is limiting me to. I don't know which way it is. An attack, pick an enemy. Reveal spawn 1 easy monster. So once these are shown, I don't think... Okay, I can continue to play actions. So I can't play this because there's nothing to attack, I assume. So it's not letting me do this. So I'm guessing if it wasn't a tutorial, maybe I could continue to play actions. I don't know. I can't click on these either. We're back to buying or explore dungeon cards. Oh, so now we can do this. All right, so yeah, so the tutorial is restricting your options, but it's not clear to me whether it's restricting them just to guide you or if it's restricting them because in the normal game these options would be restricted, and that's a point where I think it's not entirely clear. But yeah, I guess it was more the former. Enlighten, +1 action, trash, up to 2 cards. +1 card, +3 HP. That doesn't matter, it's just a tutorial, but I'm trying to familiarize myself a little bit with... Oh, now the red highlight has disappeared, so that's interesting. Okay, so it does say buy cards or explore dungeon cards. And when I bought a card, the option to click on this disappeared. So I don't know if that's because I could only do one or the other. It does use the word or, so that's kind of confusing to me. I kind of thought I could buy and then do that. But I guess it's just one or the other. It's not entirely clear to me. I guess you just have to click stop again. Drawing a new hand. Oh, now we're revealing. So these are already revealed. Okay, so this has explore on it. This says reveal. So that's interesting. I'm guessing this can be explored in the other screen. Maybe if I choose not to buy anything. So we got another rat. All right. Play actions. We have the bedroll and explore 1. When do you play these explore cards? +1 card, +3 HP. I have 12. And I have actions 1. All right, got another bedroll. Actions is at 0. I can't kill the rat. I don't know if the rat is gonna like attack or something. Alright, so we're back here again. These explore 1 cards are gone. I don't know when you're supposed to play these. Maybe after you kill the rat, then you can go to exploring. Okay, so I feel like if I just click on this, it's gonna end the tutorial, but I'm a little curious about how to play still. Because obviously I can't kill this rat unless I have something to attack it with. Should have to be either this or this, so I need more experience to do that. And do you get more experience? killing the rats? I don't think experience has been explained. Because these cost XP, and obviously you get it back, but... Oh, right, and this gives you XP. And this gives you XP. It says 3 XP right there. So... And these give you XP. Go ahead and do that, because we want to focus on getting more, I guess. And then stop buying. The rat attacked me. Reveal a dungeon card. Alright, so now we have 3. How did I get a short sword? I didn't think that was in my deck or whatever. That's weird. Maybe the tutorial just gave me it or something. So we'll kill a rat, and then we can't do these. And I'm guessing maybe it's because we have to kill everything first. I don't know. Again, we have XP 4. Okay, so I don't know why we keep getting this hand with the short sword. It says 2 XP on it. I guess that's the cost of buying it. I'll reveal a dungeon card. Okay. Fights for 1. So again, I can't play these. So I don't know why we seem to be stuck with this. Like even when I buy, keep buying this one in hopes of that doing something, but doesn't seem to be making a difference here. So dead end reveal, discard any exploration cards from your hand. So we lost all that for whatever reason. So the good news is that I don't think we're gonna encounter any more rats, but now we have XP 0. Oh. Oh. Okay. And so I remember we had 4, I believe we had 4 of these in the hand. So I guess just after the turn, whatever you have in your hand, it just goes into your XP. So that was pretty confusing. But yeah, I guess that's how that works. So interesting. But yeah, the dead end removed all of my exploration cards, which means I just get no XP for the next turn. So what I'm not sure about is why I kept buying these, but they didn't seem to show up. I don't know what the deal was with that, if that's a bug or something weird with the tutorial or whatever. But yeah, I obviously can't buy anything. The rat's still here. Oh. Oh, what happened here? I don't know if this is this like, do I just draw randomly from like another deck or something? Because it just gave me a new hand of this stuff. Obviously I can kill the rat. I don't have to play these apparently, and I just get the XP. But why am I... I guess if I buy these, do they go into like the... Like if you can imagine the upside down cards or something, and then you just draw from this deck randomly, and I just keep getting this as the hand because maybe that's how the tutorial is programmed, or maybe... I don't know. That's pretty weird though. But I remember getting like the bedroll before, I think. So what is 1 card plus 3 HP? Okay, so maybe now there's an axe. Well, that's very confusing. Plus 2 XP. Alright, so now I got these. So I don't know if that's just like really wacky RNG that I got the exact same hand like 4 turns in a row or something. I don't know what's going on with that. So for some reason, that went over there. But I kept this because I didn't play it. Alright, so it seems like it's possible, at least in the tutorial, I don't know, but it's possible to play the sword without like doing anything with it, so that means that either I wasted it or maybe I'd want to do that to get like different cards or something, I don't know. So I guess this is the deck then with the 9 cards, but these... Did these go back into here? Are they shuffled back together? I'm just buying something randomly. This is down to 4. Oh, you lose. How did I lose? How did my health go down that low? You lose, try again. It's much easier once you have a plan for what cards you want. So it's kind of silly to like die in the tutorial, but obviously it wasn't like, it wasn't because it was too hard or anything. I was just trying to get my head wrapped around what was going on instead of ending it. So the hunger thing, I don't remember. Wait, is it up here? You can't reveal any dungeon cards. You gain 1 hunger and lose 1 HP. Oh, for every hunger you have. This doesn't apply to the last floor of a dungeon. So I guess that wasn't the last floor, but you lose 1 HP for every hunger. Interesting. Alright, so we got the stairs again. It's weird. And I guess we just keep the swords. We want this. Do we want this? See, I'm a little confused about that because I don't know how the deck mechanics work because it was never really explained. But like, if I'm stuffing things into a deck and then I'm expecting to draw randomly from that deck, then I don't know that I necessarily want to fill it with like junk or something. So that's not clear to me, like how that whole mechanic works. Like what things do I want to buy? Because obviously this costs 0 and we could buy like 10 of them. So I don't know what the optimal way to do things here is. Like, do I even want to buy these at all? Or do I just want to buy all of them? Or do I want to buy a few? I don't know. So this is empty. See, I don't even know what these 2 piles are exactly. This is apparently empty. We're revealing a dungeon card. Oh, empty. Alright, so this does appear to be randomized somewhat, which is a little weird for a tutorial in my opinion. That's okay. So we have 5 XP. What happens if I just don't buy anything? Okay, these got shuffled into here. So that's what I don't understand, because last turn I don't think that happened. So I don't know if that was because I ran out of the cards here, or I don't know what these mechanics are. So it'd be nice if this was explained in some clearer manner. Let's go ahead, and we're countering 2 rats, and we can just kill them, I guess, and we only get 1 action. I don't know if I want these. 0 and 6. Alright, okay. Well, we don't get any. And then everything is discarded, so we also don't get any XP. I don't feel like I need more of these. My last hand was nothing but those, so it's a little weird. Wait, we have to reveal another spawner. We can kill one of them. Guess that's it. +1 card, +3 HP. +1 action. Which could be nice if I didn't have a million of these in every hand. Guess? Alright, the other encounter. Discard your deck, +1 action, +1 cards. Now, I don't know if I want to discard my deck or not. I really don't have a grasp on that. How do you get +1 card if you discard your deck? Does that happen before you discard it? Or is that like a permanent effect? Like that you draw like 6 instead of 5? Is that what that means? I actually can't play this. That's interesting. I wonder why I can't play that. Alright, we're back to 3. Alright, so you only get 1 action, so I could have played this and then I could have done a short sword. Maybe it was, should have done. I don't even know what this does, so maybe I'll try buying this one. So whatever you still had in your hand goes into here. I don't know why it just goes away. Alright. Hunger is at 2. You gotta keep an eye on that because it's really easy. The UI isn't like super in your face, so it's really easy to like not notice stuff like this. But, you know, we have to understand it is prototype, so it's kind of to be expected. So again, we get in this situation where we only have 4 XP and every actual sword thing costs 5 or more. And yeah, it's a bummer when you just don't get a sword. But I can also just leave, right? As long as I don't die. I think I can take like 1 more turn and then probably have like 1 HP after that, and then we can try the stairs maybe. Alright, so we can actually kill this thing. Hunger went to 3. Wasn't it at 4? I thought hunger goes up. Alright, we can do this. Discarded the deck. Did it go into here? Trash up to 2 cards, +1 action. Why would I do that? Why would I want to trash up to 2 cards? These are in the trash now. I don't know. What is that enlightening to trash my cards? Don't understand that. But we played all of our actions. I'm gonna click stop, and then we actually can't leave. Oh, I see. So the 3 XP at the top here is apparently a cost for leaving. So that's not good because the hunger is gonna kill me. So yeah, I didn't realize that until just now. Interesting. That seems quite important. And I died. So yeah, I'm not sure about like if you go through the stairs, does it just end the tutorial? That's kind of what I was thinking, but I guess we're gonna have to go through like an actual thing. We're actually playing now, apparently. All right, this looks very familiar. All right. We revealed the stairs, which does not anything for me, I guess. So I'm not really sure why these go over here and then this stays here, and then this seems to go over here at the end. Like, what is the point of separating these out in this phase here? We can get, I don't really know what this is for. I don't know what +1 cards means exactly. I don't actually know what to buy, actually, even after all that messing around in the tutorial. Like, I don't really quite understand the benefit of each of these. So I'm going to go for that because in theory you can get more XP, which is going to be how you buy more expensive things. Alright, we got 2 swords, we got an encounter, we can kill the thing. Stop playing actions. I guess so. We've got 3. Maybe if you trash, like if you trash these, then you have a higher chance of getting the other cards. Maybe that's why you'd want to trash them. Like you want to get more of these or something. They're just more meaningful cards. I don't know what discarding the deck is useful for. Or not useful for. I don't know what that does. +1 card, +3 HP. I feel like I'm gonna focus on these. Alright. Well, we got a dead end. So I guess we just click on stop. No XP. Alright, now we got these explore too, so we'll have a little more for the next buying phase. Alright, we have 6. We can buy an axe. Attack all enemies for 2 damage. That sounds pretty powerful. Compared to, isn't the short sword? Oh, this only costs 2. Attack for 1 damage. But these you just start with these. They're not purchasable in here. It's not currently. Attack for 6. Play an action twice. Alright. So you can start to see some interesting combinations you can end up with. Especially with things like the gloves, but you have to draw a good hand, so of course you want to engineer your deck to make the odds in your favor or whatnot. I guess we'll just buy the axe. Oh, the sword. Why is that? That one says it costs 5. Oh, because this is a short sword, not a normal sword. All right, the rat. So I'm assuming at any point, as long as I have 3 XP, I can descend after the action phase here, or whatever it's called. Okay. So at this point, um, so we have one more of these. I don't think there's a way to progress without clicking on one of these. Like you always have to unless you run out of dungeon cards. Just kill the rat and then let me stop. So apparently we have to choose between. Oh, okay. So I figured out before that this has an XP cost. So if I had like 10 XP, then in theory I think I could buy like 6 XP worth of stuff and then or 7 XP worth of stuff and then leave down the stairs. And so that's what I didn't figure out before. Okay. All right. So at this point, see, I'm trying to think about the issue that the developer was mentioning, because as he said, he felt it was beneficial to delay. I'm assuming it's delay going to the next level as long as possible. Or he seemed to think like even delaying turns at the start. I don't know what that means exactly. Delaying turns at the start. Like how do you delay a turn? Because it seems like you always have to click on one of these, right? As far as I can tell so far, as long as one of these aren't turned over already, you always have to do one of these every turn. So it's like you're always doing something until these are all flipped over, and then at that point you can keep playing, which is interesting because you're not like forced to leave. And at this point I can start to see the idea of how you can delay the game. Even though there's no more of these to turn over, you can keep delaying turns until you go down the stairs, and then that might be exploitable, which I think is what he was talking about. But kind of like I mentioned, it seemed like there is more to it. Like he said something about like delaying turns at the start. I don't know what that means exactly yet. But so we've killed all the things. We've flipped over all of the dungeon cards. We can just leave, or we can keep buying things. So we mentioned trying to get better cards. Now I don't know what that means exactly. Getting better cards, is that in terms of, because I noticed like when you empty one of these slots, it fills in with something else. So I don't know if that suggests that you're going to get like better and better cards as you empty these. Should be interesting. The alternative might be just like putting together a good deck from what's here, but I'm thinking it might be the former. So if I continue to buy these, just kind of empty the story here, I think that it's going to fill in with like better cards perhaps. So you can't unbuy stuff. All right, so this is a different one. So I think that's what it is. I think the new ones that fill in the stories are supposed to be the better things. So yeah, we're at this state where we can play actions and there's nothing to do for actions. I could like waste these or something. We just click stop and we have 5 XP and we can continue to buy things. So I could, for instance, buy this and see what else shows up. Still have 2 XP to work with, actually. And, like, I could use this to try and manipulate my deck. I'm guessing you're gonna like carry this over to the next floor. Oh, we got shield in there again. That's interesting. I don't know if that's random or if that's just gonna keep giving me the shield in that slot. We got hunger at 2. I'm also guessing that your health might regenerate when you go down the stairs. We'll have to investigate that. So the bedroll, +1 card, +3 HP. Enlighten, trash up to 2 cards, so maybe I don't want these. I don't know. I don't know how to build my deck here. It also seems like if we're trying to put together a nice deck, it seems like it would makes sense to be able to actually view what's in the deck currently, because that kind of seems like a glaring omission to me, assuming I understand the game properly. +1 card, +3 HP. We only have one action, though. We've got to keep that in mind. Trash up to 2 cards. Let's just go ahead and trash these. Also be nice to be able to like look in here and all this kind of stuff. I think there's any way to do that. You can see what's on top. Then, I don't know. Let's do the bedroll. We got another explore one. Alright, so this time we're not going to get our health back, but we're not going to get more than 1 XP, it looks like. So I trashed those. So, oh, I can, no, I can't buy that. I saw the 1 at the bottom for some reason. I thought for a second it was 1 cost. And that costs 3. I can always fill my deck back up with these if I need to, I guess. That's why those are there. If I do something really awful and I just really need to ensure that I get XP the next turn, I'm guessing. Alright, so this time we got like 3 XP, so maybe I should just go down the stairs. +4 shield, +1 action. Just play that, and I mean, that was... I don't know if there's any permanence to this down here, but... let's go ahead and stop, and we're going to get our 3 XP back. I'm curious to... I actually want to try buying this again, because I have to know what's going to happen. Alright, so filled with an axe. So I don't know if it's just completely random what cards get filled in there. Maybe there are rarer ones that are really good that you might want to try and get or something. I don't know. You can only assume. There's a lot of assumptions I'm making about the game. So we're up to 4 with the hunger. We only got 2 of the explore things though. So let's go ahead and I don't know. Oh, there you go. We got 3 XP now. So let's go ahead and go down the stairs. Alright, so we went down the stairs. Presumably this will disappear once I flip over one of these. So let's talk about this briefly. Interesting how the game state kind of stayed the same. I didn't actually get any health back, I don't think. So that's important to note. So, there might be certain things I don't understand. There's obviously things I don't understand about the game, but regarding the original problem that we were discussing here. Oh, I gotta wrap this up soon. How long have we been recording? Oh, almost 45 minutes. Let's see, I can't record for too much longer, but let's see, yeah, the original problem. You mentioned something about like burning turns to get more cards. Now, from playing it, the only thing I can really see that seems to kind of stand out to me for that sort of thing is the idea that after all of these are flipped over, you can just keep playing. And there's the hunger, which eventually creeps in and keeps you from, going endlessly. So, I mean, I can see how that particular aspect of it, which is after all these are flipped over, you can keep playing as long as you can manage your stuff here. I can see how that would affect the pacing negatively. You don't want players to just milk the game in that way rather than continuing down the stairs. Now, that being said, the health doesn't seem to regenerate, so it's like, before I was thinking maybe you can just go down until you're at like 1 health and then go down the stairs, and maybe you just get it all back or something. But apparently you don't get that health back, so this seems risky. Like doing this sort of thing, because the hunger creeps in, you start losing health, and then you just can't keep going. Well, I mean, if you go down to really low health and then you go to the next floor, then it seems like you're likely to die at that point. Now, if you happen to have like a bunch of these or something, you put together a particular deck that you could just keep getting health back, maybe that would be different. But because the hunger keeps increasing over time, that's going to become less and less viable either way. So it seems to me like even though you can keep playing after you flip over all these, it doesn't seem that powerful. I mean, obviously I could take several more turns, and then that, like I said, I can understand how that would negatively affect the pacing. But it doesn't seem like hyper exploitable as far as I can tell. Now, the one thing that seems pretty obvious is that you could, in theory, just make it so that, like, once all of these are flipped over, then you're done, and then you kind of have to go down the dungeon stairs. And I understand that there's like a cost associated with it, so you have to like make sure you have the XP to go down. But I think, I mean, this seems like a pretty simple concept, but I think like once you've done everything in the dungeon, there's no reason why you should be kept from going down the stairs. I don't think you could even just like remove the cost entirely. You could remove even the ability to keep playing at that point without going down the stairs and just force them to go down. I don't really see any reason why that would even have any drawbacks. So it just kind of seems obvious that like once you've completed the floor, then you're done and you move on to the next one, so you can keep interacting meaningfully with the dungeon cards up here. So that seems like kind of an obvious solution to me. But apart from that, like I said, I think there's probably some aspects of it that maybe I'm not getting that was that the developer was expressing as something kind of exploitable with regards to like slowing the game down. I don't quite. So it turns out I don't get any XP this round. Got a new hand. We gotta flip over one of these. Alright, so I flipped over the dungeon thing. I don't know when the hunger updates. I'm pretty sure you just have to flip over one of these to get the hunger. It's kind of annoying that I keep getting stairs like every single time for the first card I flip over. But I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. So another thing I'll mention real quick, I do understand the idea that you could just go down the stairs as soon as you possibly can if you wanted to. I could do it right now. I could just go to the next level, or I could continue to reveal the rest of the dungeon and fight everything. So if we're going to talk about like whether or not you should just go straight down the stairs or if you should take the time to reveal and beat everything else, the fact that there's a benefit to being thorough and completely clearing the floor before you go on, that doesn't seem like a negative to me at all. So I don't know if that was one of the things that the developer was trying to express, that he felt that he didn't want the players to feel like they had to go through every single thing here before they continue. To me, that just makes sense. Like if you're going to take the time to be thorough, then you're going to reap more rewards from it. I don't know if he believes the rewards are not balanced well, perhaps. I mean, balance issues tend to be in this sort of game can be just a matter of numbers or whatever, and things like that. But yeah, of course it makes sense. You just complete the full floor, you fight all the monsters or whatever, encounter everything you can before you continue on. I think like even games like roguelikes and such are kind of the same in that regard. If you can continue to fight monsters, then you'll continue to get XP, you'll get more items. And if you don't exhaust the whole floor and you decide, you elect to go down the stairs before doing that, there's usually a reason for that. And it generally comes down to, the situation not being favorable anymore, right? So you're if you continue to fight monsters, you might die, or you might it might just not be such a good situation. So I don't know if there's perhaps the developer might want to you know, tweak the numbers or something, the balance or whatever to create more of those unfavorable situations. Obviously, you have a health to manage, so if you're encountering monsters and they're dangerous, and your health is getting low, like some like giant like rare super dragon appears or something, you're probably going to be like, okay, I shouldn't actually try and fight this right now. I need to go down the stairs and that sort of thing. So that could make sense. So, I mean, that occurred to me, so I wanted to mention I do feel like I should play just for a few more minutes here. We got the stairs, we got... Do we want to just play this? I think I can max this out. I mean, there's a maximum health, so I can't go over 12. Plus 1 action, trash up to 2 cards. Do I want to? Well, no, I don't want to trash those right now because I need the XP. So I guess I'll just play that. I just got an axe. And got 3 XP. I can get one of these. I'm not sure where the hunger is still for. Satchel. Guess we'll just keep going for the explore ones. It seems the best option if you... Because it seems like I always get just 3 XP like every time, unless I start investing in these or whatever. So it seems like you don't really have that many choices to start out with because you don't have a lot of XP, and I mean that makes sense for, you know, considering like a card game or something like a trading card game, you generally have to focus on getting mana before you can focus on playing a lot of cards, so that's not unusual or anything, but yeah, I don't know. Alright, so we get a shield, we get a flip one. Why is the hunger still at 4 though? Actually, you can't reveal any. You gain 1 hunger and lose 1 HP for every hunger you have. So a hunger just stays? Does it just stay forever, but you don't lose the HP unless you don't reveal a dungeon card? It just keeps getting higher and higher? Is that the thing? So like if I get my hunger up to 10 and then I don't reveal a dungeon card once, then I lose 10 health all of a sudden? Does it just keep accumulating as I play? I don't really know. Alright, so there's a bat and he hits for 2. We can kill him for 1. Killed. Feel like I should have played that before and then done that, because the shield, I'm guessing, just kind of stays there. Unfortunately, you can't keep your cards if you don't play them, so it doesn't appear that way. I guess we're just going to keep going for this one. Trash up to 2 cards. Interesting. So yeah, probably as you go along and you get more powerful cards, you probably just want to get rid of the weaker ones, I'm guessing. Guessing that's the idea. So we have to reveal 1. Okay, we just take 2. At least we don't take hunger damage. Alright, it looks like we're just at 3 XP again. So just keep buying this one. So that's what's kind of about the pacing of it, is I notice I end up... It seems like I just keep buying this, like, a lot. Or at least the beginning several turns or whatever. Maybe as I continue on with the game, then that'll change more because my deck kind of evolves more. I didn't really think about that before because I played through the tutorial like 3 times in a row or something, so I didn't really get the sense of the more normal progression before now. So that's probably what's different. So I should probably start discarding these because I bought a bunch of these already. Oh my gosh. Alright. So we're gonna get a lot of XP. Well, we got 6 anyways. We can get one of these. But yeah, these are seeming more useful now that I think about it more. Play in action twice. Well, like, what am I gonna apply that for? This doesn't seem useful right now, but like further on in the game, obviously that could be really powerful if you get a little lucky with your draw. Yeah, excuse me. Or maybe if you got this and this, but it's hoping for a lot. I mean, I guess. Alright, we got the Enlighten. Now see. Oh my gosh, there's nothing but spike traps here. That's pretty painful. My hunger is not going down. So we're down to 5. So, oh, we can show story, so that's useful. So you'll be able to do that so we can think about, like, what are we going to buy next? So do I want to, like, use Enlighten to throw some things away? Here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. I meant to click on show store to hide that. Alright, so that was too bad. Stop buying. Oh, this seems like a bug. Okay, no, it's not a bug, it's just unintuitive. So I clicked on that to end the action phase, which should bring up the store, but the store was already open, and then I removed the store. So yeah, that was confusing. But yeah, that wasn't what I meant to do. I meant to use the Enlighten and like throw away one of these, and then I was gonna have like 3 XP, and I could buy one of these, I guess, and then so yeah. Bedroll, +1 card, +3 HP. Let's go ahead and reveal this. I'm pretty sure you are forced to reveal one of these. I feel like I checked that already, but I feel like I need to do it again. So we can do this and then trash this, and then I'll just play this, I think. But we only get to trash one, and then it doesn't. I don't care right now. Trash that, and then. Okay, stop trashing. I was gonna say I only wanted to trash one. All right, look, even we don't have more actions, but that would have been useful. Now what? Okay, so I have to ask, what's the point of getting +1 card if you don't have, if you use an action to play this, because you can't play that card. Now, if you have more than one action for whatever reason, then that's going to be different, but I don't know what's going to make that happen. At this point in the game, I don't have anything like that, so that kind of makes me question the bedroll, the +1 card part of the bedroll. Obviously, you get the 3 HP, which is beneficial, but I don't think there's any benefit to getting the card because it just seems to get like discarded afterwards. If I had like 3 actions every turn or something, then I, could obviously want to use that. So I wonder about that. I can only assume it's more useful later, but for now, I guess. I don't know how you would get more actions aside from certain cards give you +1 action. I haven't seen like +2 actions or anything like that. But yeah, confusing. So we have 4 XP. Maybe we'll want another satchel. Or an Enlighten, I think is what I was thinking. I want to keep buying these. There's no undo, so I would suggest maybe do like an undo your last action, or especially when you're buying, like if you buy like 5 things and you're like, oh, I should have done something completely different. Maybe you could just like unbuy those things before you move on to the next phase and that sort of thing. So this guy hit me. Hunger is at 5 now, apparently. We can kill him. +4 shield, +1 action, so maybe we'll just shield up. And then kill the bat. Okay, now we have to leave because we're gonna die. Alright, so we're descending. Stop buying, we're only at 2 health, so obviously... Yeah, so you definitely have to flip over one of these before you can do anything, right? Oh yeah, so we're gonna die. Hits for 1, hits for 2. Can trash. For XP. It doesn't matter. Actually just trash one of these, so yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't know. So that killed me. So yeah, I don't really know. I think I'm probably missing something about like what you can do to draw the game on longer. The only things that I figured out with that regard are the kind of two things I mentioned. One being that you, rather than just go down the stairs as soon as you can, you finish the rest of these cards, which seems perfectly normal to me. And the other thing is that like after you've finished all these, you can keep playing for a little while, although the hunger really limits that, and the health that you lose seems hard to get back or anything like that. So either way, for the last one, I think it would be pretty simple, and in my opinion would make sense to, after all of these are flipped over and all the monsters are dead, just make the player move on at that point. And you know, that XP cost I don't think needs to be there at that point. Like if there's something keeping you from getting that 3 XP to move on, then obviously you would have to keep playing, but I don't think you need that cost there at that point. So maybe just like after everything else is done, you just remove the cost, or you just, you know, just straight up move the player on without even asking them, you know, just don't let them keep playing at that point, and move on to the next floor. Those are my thoughts so far. I might, you know, ask the developer what I might have mentioned, but apart from that, I mean, I hope you can get some feedback as to the sorts of things that that someone who's not so familiar with these types of games might find confusing, that needs to be kind of explained better in a tutorial or whatever. But nevertheless, it's a prototype, clearly, so it's understandable. Hopefully I kind of figured out most of the important things. I'm sorry if you happen to hear a chainsaw. Somebody is like chainsawing something outside. I don't know what's going on. But in any case, hopefully this video is useful for you. I think the concept is interesting. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But let me know if you have any questions, if you want to tell me what I missed. And apart from that, I will see you in the next video.